Hey everybody, Tom Barnes stories from the 78 heading down to Hyde Park. Hyde Park Art Center has this amazing solo exhibition, the biggest one so far with my friend Candace Hunter. How are you?
I am wonderful, thank you.
So you're a lifelong Hyde Park resident. Now you have this exhibition, the biggest solo exhibition of your career, and your career has been incredible. You've been blessed by the Pope. You've been in a video with James Baldwin that resurfaced like years later. You've done many things. I read that you were formerly trained in theater, and now you do visual arts. So you got all the things, as they say. Thanks for joining and talking to me.
Absolutely, it's a joy. Thank you.
So tell me about this incredible exhibition that you have, because there's something you had this great opportunity to work with another art form to develop these visuals for the exhibition. Can you explain a little bit of that?
So the show is called The Alien Nations and Sovereign States of Octavia E. Butler. It is not my first time using the writings of Octavia to create work. I had another solo show called So Be It, See to It, which was one of Octavia Butler's personal mantras on how to get work done. And that show visually retold seven of Octavia's books. This show, it's my take on her worlds, and
Mm-hmm.
specifically the worlds that she created for Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents and the world of Xenogenesis trilogy. And the incredible thing about the Parable world, it looks very much like the world we're living in right now. So when people are in it, they can see parallels to their lives that they have right now. Xenogenesis is the one that looks most alien. So the spaceships and strange creatures with tentacles and tendrils and things. Um, so she looked at a lot of different ways to approach science fiction,
Mm-hmm.
and I took two of the most separate of those and created them, put them in one space.
So is that fun to just like expand that, or I mean, not expand, I should say, but using the science fiction world, you could really kind of just it is whatever you want it to be versus, if you're
Absolutely.
drawing a circle or you're drawing an apple's an apple, a circle's a circle. But science fiction is kind of for your interpretation, right?
Whatever you see, wherever you want to place yourself in the story. Absolutely.
So now that you're doing this solo exhibition, what's the your most favorite aspect of doing something like this on this scale?
Wow. Um, every day I was questioning myself, well, why did I start this? Because it was a lot of work. And now that the show is up and I can see that what I'd hoped to build is actually there is very exciting. But I did not do this alone. I had so many collaborators along the way to get me to this point. And especially the preparators here at the Hyde Park Art Center,
Mm-hmm.
they everything that I thought I wanted, they made sure that I had. And so just incredible team here.
And this exhibition's open now, and it goes through March the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned that you had all this help in getting this up, but like, what was, is there a particular piece that really you maybe didn't see yourself producing that inspired you differently? Like, was there a surprise along the way? I guess is my question. When you're doing this, an artist, do you just go by the seat of your pants? Or I imagine that you have a thought process and plan, but did something kind of change for you where you're like, no, we got to do it like this?
Not really. I rather envisioned all of it early on and was able to manifest these worlds in the work. In fact, a lot had to be pulled back because I
Oh,
wanted a
well,
lot more. And my curators, Allison Peters Quinn and Sierra Elise McKissick, were always going, okay, Candace, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Let's have some white space. And I wanted, just tons more. And of course, they were right in that I did need to pull back to give the viewer a chance to breathe. And so, with their expertise and their eye, with my desire, I think we've created something quite special.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. It must be to be able to create something like that. And you get to use different materials, right? Like, I mean, it's not just one visual appetizer, if you will.
Oh no, so there is a video. There's a room that a video's in that reflects the first two paragraphs in the book Xenogenesis, where we find this woman who is waking up or being awakened in a room where there are no windows, there are no doors, there's, excuse me, there is no egress from this space. She is in this space alone. And so try to create that visual, what that might feel like to be alone in a tight space. And it's different than, say, if you're thinking about solitary confinement, because you know that there are people there who speak to you through a door, you get sunlight, I don't know how many hours a week. There's some other, you can get books. This woman has no books, no pencil to write anything. She is alone. And what does that look like? What does that start to do to a human being? And so there's that video, and I must shout out Stephanie Graham, who was the director on it, an incredible young woman who brought in a wonderful team, Chris Rehano and Jazz. And then I used my daughter as Lilith. I was going to do a casting call, and then like walked past me the day I was there, and I said, "Oh no, I've got Lilith right here in the house." So it was really kind of wonderful because she's not an actress, and so she allowed herself to really listen to just what we were giving her, as opposed to developing ideas as most actresses would. And
Sure.
so she was an empty vessel that just who allowed us to give her what we wanted to see. So that was pretty exciting. We also have a reader's nook because I can't talk about Octavia Butler and not have her books available for one to be able to read on their own, because some people may not be familiar with her. And I want them to be able to pick up a book and flip through it. So I have not only Octavia Butler books, but I have a lot of African American and African female science fiction, speculative fiction, queer fiction writers in the space. So there's a bounty of literature that you can come and sit and be comfortable with and read to your heart's content, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world too, Hyde Park,
Yes, it is.
Chicago.
What we're number 19 in the nation or something. I think,
Yeah, I think it's a little higher than that. I mean,
is it?
one of the I think it was number one in the in like in some poll that said
Oh
in
wow.
the whole world, Hyde Park is number one. So we'll
Well,
go
there
with
you have
that.
it.
How about that? We say it's number one today, at least.
Okay.
But it's a fantastic area of the city, the art center, and your work. It's such a great avenue to explore it, and can't wait to come out and check it out. And available up in early March, you said, correct?
Yes. March 3rd.
March 3rd. For folks that want information about this and location or parking direction, what's the website people should go to?
HydeParkArt.org.
Pretty simple. All right, Candace Hunter, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time to chat with me. Happy
Thank you, Tom.
holidays to you,
You
and
as well.
may you have a blessed 2023.
Thank you.
2024.
2024, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.